Good
morning.
Marco. This
is
the
Good Morning
Morning
Marco
Marco
podcast. My name is My name is Ryan Sullivan.
I'm Jordan Crayley.
And today we have a very special guest.
Hello, my name is Matt Fazio.
Welcome to the podcast, Mr. Matt.
Hello, Marco Island.
Yeah, so Matt is here on the podcast. Matt, why don't you go ahead and tell the mostly lovely people at home.
Yeah, for most of you. Hello, my name is Matt. I'm from Marco Island, which I think it's kind of a rare thing these days. I am 26 years old. I am a professional artist. I'm kind of here to talk about what I do today and kind of show off a little bit of what I do. And then I also have a big showcase coming this summer for all the great Marco Islanders that I would love everybody to see.
Very, very exciting. So, Jordan, where are we today for this lovely episode?
We are here at the Arts Center. You might have seen it in our Spring Break Things to Do episode.
Which we're going to have a new one coming out soon for Things to Do Summer. Yeah, there we go.
Sure.
So I really like filming here. I am so taken aback by the lights screwed into trees here. That's wild, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's a great use of tree.
Truly a modern marvel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some would say an art
masterpiece.
piece.
Yeah. So with that being said, a modern art masterpiece, if you will. With that being said, before we get into all of this, let's go to Future Ryan for today's sponsor.
This episode of Good Morning Marco is brought to you by Tyler Buchan of the Golf Group. Located right here on Marco Island, they're your go-to experts for luxury living on Marco Island and beyond. Whether you're looking for a waterfront home with golf access, a condo with stunning beach views, or a private retreat down on Hideaway Beach, Tyler and his team will guide you to your home. Visit thegolfgroup.com to start your search today, or call 239-420-1099. Once again, that number is 239-420-1099. Go to thegolfgroup.com to find out more. Thank you so much to Tyler and his team for sponsoring this episode of Good Morning Marco.
Wow.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Remember, that is TheGulfGrp.com. That's thegolfgroup.com. And that's 239-420-1099. All right. With that, Matt.
If you don't check that out, you're not a true Marco Islander.
This is true. Tell us a little bit about, where would you like to start? Do you want to start at the event that you got, or do you want to just start telling a little bit about
How about I show y'all
your
a piece first?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so... let's see. It's camera.
You can. It'll be in focus on you, so you can just show it right in front.
Yeah, this is my recent little old lady that I made. This is kind of like a mix of just reference and personal inspiration. My current color, choice of medium is color pencil. This one took about 3 days to make. So
it's so gorgeous.
Yeah,
the attention to detail is awesome.
Yeah,
is that a print, or is that the
This is the original. Yeah, this will be one of the pieces I have held up in my gallery, but this is one of the smallest parts of it. So I have a lot planned for this. Every month, the Arts Center on Marco hosts a new artist's work in their La Petite Gallery, which is just something to show off someone's personal work and who they are. Personally, I've taken it as a really nice opportunity because usually there's a 2-year wait period.
Really?
I believe sometimes you need to write something to kind of be a part of it, but they asked me to be in there, so I'm very grateful for that.
Oh yeah,
Marco Island's full of people that are full of ambition and drive and stuff like that, and I'd love to show that in a new type of way that most people don't seem to see.
Right.
So some things you might see in my gallery. I have a piece planned that will be about 3 months. It's going to be around 10 by 5 to 6 feet long, made of about 40 to 45 different smaller pieces that I will be putting into one big frame.
Is this the sketchbooks?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
goodness. The sketchbooks are incredible.
Yeah, and then cut to me flipping through.
Do you have one of the sketchbooks on you?
I have both. I have all of them, actually.
Go if you want to show some off to the camera.
Yeah, these are amazing.
Because the camera, it's really high quality. So if you want to like thumb through a couple and just show the camera, it's focused on you. So if you show it near your face, it'll be able to be
Is
seen.
this the one about your travels or the one about Marco?
This particular one, the one I'm opening right now, is the one with Marco. So we're right next to the Crystal Shores on Marco Island.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So during sunset, it gets very rainbowy and very interesting and nice. So it kind of just like it's really inspiring. My personal meditation as a Marco Islander is to go walk the beach as much as possible, put on a new album, kind of just like get my thoughts out and like kind of think.
Absolutely.
And I you know, we live in such a good place for that, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I live. You gotta connect with nature as much as you can. So here's my next one. This is the Little Bar. I work at the Little Bar in Goodland.
That looks like a photograph.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
Especially from the distance I am away from it too. Like if I didn't know it was a sketch, I wouldn't be able to tell from here. But like looking up close at it too, the attention to detail.
Something you would get out of my gallery is that you'll see every hue and like kind of combination possible, you know, because something that I could talk about with my background in art, if anything, is that you know, I feel like some people, there's things you have to like really work on to get skilled at over time, and some things come natural, and one of the things that come natural is color for me, so I always have a lot to like show for that. So if you're interested in color.
Also really like how at the bottom of each one of your sketches,
you'll see the
color palette.
Yeah, the palette. Like here's another one. This is also from the Little Bar.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane.
These are, shout out to my mans Michael, Ross, and Eric. It just all these are based off real life moments. And you know, it doesn't need to be like anything like super complex to find inspiration. I feel like a lot of the things that inspire us in life come from simple things, you know, and this is just from, you know, ending a shift and kind of hanging out after work. And then they don't know about this one, but I'll show you the one I'm working on right now. I hope this is in frame.
Kava bar!
We're going Marco Island Kava culture. Shout out to Laura and Jason.
Yeah, a lot of your artwork hangs in there as well, right?
Yes, yeah. You know, they've supported me so much. I used to help run an art club out of there, you know, try to bring some extra fun for people trying to be creative. Absolutely, some culture to Kava culture, you know. Yeah, I mean, just anything to bring some sort of culture to this island, you know, is very much, you know, like anything I could do to like kind of help with that. I think it's
What's your usual process when you start a piece?
When I want to start a piece, I usually draw it in black and white in my sketchbook first with a pencil. Usually it's just a combination of like kind of finding shadows and different shapes and things, and then kind of figuring out a color palette that I want, and then just like kind of going at it. There's without trying to be like too complex about it or whatever, you know, I just like kind of a dance of like learning, like using light and then like direction and just my personal taste in things to kind of create something, you know. And then maybe like I'll use like different pictures I make or different inspirations I find from little life or things like that to kind of just make something new, you know.
How often are you, like, what percentage of your week would you say is taken up by creating art?
Ooh.
Probably so much, because I think this is the only time I've seen you not drawing when I've seen you.
I would say accurate. I'll draw at least, like, the minimum I'll draw a day is 2 hours. But I try to do at least 4 to 10 a day.
Wow.
Just because, like, so my background in art, I come from a very rigid, like, community. Like, that's kind of based off people wanting to be in entertainment, films, games, stuff like that, which, like, you wouldn't think, but it's full of insanely good artists and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, surprisingly, I don't have a background in my family in art. I'm very much the outlier in that.
Really?
Yeah. On either sides, including extended family.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just like kind of spent all my time like on these online communities, just kind of like just learning through different masters and things like that, and trying to just be present with all these amazing artists, and then just the amount of information you could find on the internet is unreal.
Yeah.
Like I haven't, people spend like thousands to go to college and stuff like that. I've maybe spent no more than like 3,000 my whole life on education.
Wow.
Yeah, just from like different online courses and things like that. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. But a lot of it I've gotten off of like YouTube and just like being around other people. Yeah.
With art as a major influence in your life,
Yeah.
what do you think you would do if you weren't an artist?
Ooh, that's
Would
a
you
really
still
good
be a
question.
Marco? Would you have gone and spread your wings in another creative field? Settled for business?
Probably not.
Settled for business is a wild phrase.
I'd be in an office, suit and tie. I have no clue, to be honest. I like it. I like to like. In my head, it's always like something fantastical. Like I'd be doing like deep sea submarines or I don't know. It's hard to say, really.
I was waiting for Ryan's cue of.
I would still think I just would keep my main interest in life and find something.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you can do, for sure.
It's very cool. So now, were you born here on Marco, or have you just been here from a very
I was
young
born
age?
in Jersey, and then I moved here when I was 5 from Hawaii.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've moved around a lot when I was young. I moved from New Jersey to Hawaii, to New Zealand, back to Hawaii, to here, or back to Jersey to here. And then I lived here most of my life, and then since I turned an adult, I just said that like I turned like 6. Yeah, I've lived in Canada. I've lived in a few different states. I moved back to New Zealand, and I've lived out of a van twice.
Wow.
So yeah.
What made your family choose Marco Island?
My grandparents moved here in the 80s, and then they retired here, and then I came here with my dad to kind of be with them. And
Incredibly similar story here.
Yeah.
My grandparents retired here, and then when my dad wanted to start his business, he was working in a photo lab up in Illinois, and then my grandma found found Resort Photography, which is a company down here, and my dad came to work for them for about a year, and then bought it. Then he only just retired like 2 years ago.
Yeah, my grandma was the Marco Island Library librarian for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I think my grandpa completely retired by the time we were down here. Yeah, my dad worked for like a couple different meat delivery places around the island, and then he works at the Marriott for like the past 15 years. Yeah.
What would you say is your? Oh, you're totally fine. You can go.
You're good.
We can pause. You're totally fine.
Scene.
What would you say is your favorite part about living on Marco?
Accessibility, probably. I think it's just I just went around America, and it's hard to find a place that's walkable, has somewhat things to do. You know, like in the past few years since COVID, now that we have the Kava culture and a few other new things, like the social aspect has gotten a lot better.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because we've said this a lot on the podcast, but Marco Island, believe it or not, is a medium-sized city.
Really?
Yeah, I know. The specific classification. Now, there used to be, was it 14,000 people living here before COVID? That's full-time. And now there's 16,000 people living here.
Yeah.
So we've grown our year-round population by about 2K. Yeah. Now, during season, it's up to about 30K total
it's
people.
Crazy.
Oh, really?
And that's not 30K tourists. That's 30K people either coming down for season or people who are also on vacation. So at any given time in the height of season, so like March, there's about 30K people.
Yeah, my house my house I grew up in, the lot across the street just started getting built upon.
Yeah. In our break between shooting episodes today, when I went to go strip all the SD cards, I stopped at the Bean to get a coffee, which is sitting in the car right now. It's probably going to be pretty hot when I get out there. Anyway, so I stopped to get a coffee, and they are now developing right across from Donna Fiala, right next to Hitching Post.
I saw that. They're like, that whole forest is
that whole forest is gone, where Wave 101.1, I believe, their tower is over there. They're developing all right there. Found a body there not long ago.
Yeah. Nice.
They think that there's a serial killer in Naples, but we won't talk about that.
Oh.
Because I know nothing about it. That's the only reason we're not talking about it. Once I know enough about it,
yeah.
That's a good reel right there. Is it you? And then just...
You should have had your Dahmer
glasses. Yeah, he doesn't know.
Oh, no. I actually was intending to wear my Dahmer glasses right now. However, El Sano. Yeah. El Sano. I forgot I was going to wear them on the last episode we shot today because we were inside. But it's nice that people see that these aren't just sunglasses. They're transitionals. You're wearing your Dahmer glasses.
I am. Forever Noise.
I'm wearing no glasses. I choose to turn blind eventually.
It's not fun.
It's not great. I started trying to wear glasses just because I realized it's probably going to catch up.
Yeah. As a man with cataracts, it's not fun. No. It's not fun at all. Jordan, I've been dominating. Go ahead.
Back to artistically speaking things. Yeah. I love your artwork so much. Yeah. And it just reminds me that while it is the greatest honor to have about 50 to 60 pieces in here for your show, so much artwork is hidden on the island. You go over to Goodland and there's murals, there's people with all of their stuff outside the house. I mean, Marco does have nice mailboxes, but if there was just a little bit more pizzazz on some things, I feel like it would be so cool.
That's something I think this place could use, if you notice, a lot of the buildings have the same exact color palette, this weird, blue-orangey type of thing. It takes a long time to kind of get anything going to try to get it a mural. Our electrical boxes took at least 6 years to convince the government to paint.
6 years?
At least 6, yeah. It's kind of crazy. But,
well, the issue is things move very slow because that's a city thing. Yeah. That has to be done via that's falls under the beautification committee. Yeah. And the beautification committee, we meet once a month.
Yeah.
And we're not allowed to talk to each other in between that time.
That's so wild.
Yeah. So I've referenced a couple of times that I wanted to talk about this a little bit more in depth on a podcast. Maybe I'll make a separate video of just me explaining how this goes. But there's a thing called sunshine laws, where every government branch in Florida, city councilors are not allowed to talk to each other about city council things. The board of county commissioners, they're not allowed to talk to each other about county things outside of a public county meeting. And then even it goes as far down as the beautification committee. The people who decide if I want to put a tree over there, not allowed to talk to each other about that outside of public meetings. And it makes getting things of course, Marco Nature Night or the Marco and Bloom competition, or getting the electrical boxes done. Like, the amount of simplicity that would be caused if we were able to get rid of rules like that, to be able to just let we anytime that we want to say something to each other, we have to email our representative in the city that will then send it out to everybody else, so that it's a matter of public record and it is being kept track of by the city. It's absolutely insane. So we can't have a discussion about like the electrical boxes.
So therefore, Marco Island will stay ugly forever.
Yeah. Also, this is a good time to mention that you can donate to the 10,000 Trees Initiative. If you want to get trees planted on Marco, I'm sure that there is a way to find out about that on the city website. I believe that will be put on the budget for this year by the time that this episode comes out. Make Marco great again. You can buy the orange or blue hats.
I'm sure if you throw shade, you can afford to help us get some shade.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Yeah. And instead of complaining about why everything looks dead on Marco, maybe go to the budget meetings and tell them to spend more money on beautification. We have a $10,000 budget every year. Do you know how low that is? It's very low.
Yeah. But that being said, there are some really like amazing and somewhat historical painters that are from or on or near the island. Some to name Paul Arsenal, who has a lot of paintings in the Historical Society. Ranging back from like prehistoric eras to something modern, which is kind of wild, to think of, reimagine how this might have been millions of years ago.
Yeah.
There's Stitchholm. He has a lot of stuff up in different restaurants here. His paintings are also up at Mackle Park. If you see the 4 above the reception desk, those 4 are really amazing. There's Tara O'Neill.
Yep.
I love
from
her.
Goodland. Super prominent artist to represent the island. Her stuff is great. And then, of course, I would have to mention Melinda Trick from the Melinda Trick Gallery. Yep. I believe she's in her early 90s, and she still has her gallery on the south end of the island. She's historically...
She's in her 90s?
Yeah, she's historically one of the most...
her less than a year ago.
Yeah, successful oil painters in American history, and you could still go to her gallery on Marco Island and watch her paint.
Yeah, it's right above Smith House.
Yeah, it's really amazing spot.
Who had done...
Yeah, the guy who owns the Smith House. I've never met him, but apparently
Tony Smith.
He's an amazing painter.
He's a phenomenal painter.
Yeah.
He's got a ton of stuff on display in the Smith House and in the boardroom. Yeah. He paints guitars is one of his big things as well.
Oh wow.
And there's a big mural that is inside the Smith House that's really, really nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love Tony.
Absolutely.
Or Smudge.
Yeah, we always have our new generation coming up. Myself, some other people. Shout out to Zach Steed.
Yeah.
Yes.
The best Japanese traditional artist on the island, for sure. Yeah.
Who had done the mural at Bait and Tackle again?
I forget their name.
Oof, I wish I knew.
Yeah.
I feel so bad that I don't know.
I never committed it to memory, unfortunately, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But
oh well.
So we're talking a little bit about some other painters. Who'd you say your favorite artist is?
My favorite artist is a guy named Kim Jung-gi from Korea. He's a man who kind of inspired like a huge big wave of modern artists, because like he would just live stream what he does, but he could draw anything from any angle in any fashion from memory with just ink. And he has this amazing style. Like I would watch him like while I drew for years. Unfortunately, he died a few years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I bought his last book, and then the next month he died.
That's insane.
Yeah. So it's kind of wild. It's a little bit different than what I do, but also the same in terms of like I feel like that's just what I respect. Something to where like you can try and create anything. Something that really shows like a respect for the craft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about if you were to one of the like classics, like who of the
Oh, I love Monet.
Yeah.
Yeah. On my road, when I went across the country this summer, I went to 20 big city national art galleries.
Oh wow.
And so I saw extremes amounts of like Monet and other famous painters, and just that type of I think that style is called stippleism, where you like put a bunch of dots.
Yeah, stippling, yeah.
And it's just amazing how it comes out, you know, just the amount of little detail you see in things. And I think it kind of reflects in my work, because there's a lot of little different hues you see in every little different part, you know. I also really love, I don't know. I feel like I focus on a lot of more modern artists that are kind of more entertainment based.
Yeah.
I have a big appreciation for modern Western oil painting. Some of my favorite current painters is a guy named Mark Maggiore. He creates like just immaculate Western landscapes and things like cowboys and Indians and stuff like that. My favorite museum in Florida is the James Museum in St. Petersburg, which is a Western and wildlife art museum. I definitely recommend anybody go check that out.
Yeah, I didn't know that one was there. I've known the Dolly Museum's over there. I've been to that one.
Yeah, it's right down the street from the Dolly Museum.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's like kind of like unknown, because you just kind of see the building, but if you go inside, it's insane. James Museum.
I don't think I've ever been up that way and been. I've been to very few art museums.
Yeah.
In fact, I've been to the Smithsonian Museum of Fine Art.
Yeah.
And that's it. So.
Smithsonian has a fine art museum?
Huh?
Isn't it just a natural history?
They've got like 6 different Smithsonians.
Oh, that's crazy.
There's natural history. There's I don't know.
You're blanking.
I'm blanking. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little hot out.
We're all frazzled after.
But I was able to get my coffee.
Like the Florida sun. Nothing to mush your brain like the Florida sun.
Oh yeah. No.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. Florida has some of the best museums. I mean, the Ringling is amazing.
Yes.
I don't know, I forget what the garden one in Miami is called. It's like a really immaculate, like, just museum full of like amazing architecture and fine art, and this amazing garden. I forget what it's called. But they also got like Woodwood out there, which I consider really, really amazing. They have one of my favorite modern painters out there, Provocini, who creates crazy street art with like wild, like kind of modern Statue of David like things mixed with like graffiti elements.
Very cool.
It's really sick. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it goes into like what I like love about art. You know, like just like I do like stylized realism, which. To me is just a big respect of the craft mixed with the biggest personal element you could put into something.
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of like shows like how much you really, those types of things really show how much you love what you're doing, you know, because to stick with something, like you have to love it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I've been drawing seriously at least for 8 years.
Wow.
Nearly every day. And I don't think I could ever stop. You know, like if I ever stop, like I get like really like sad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of, maybe it would be something like you with like making videos or something.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. I don't think I've gone a week without editing a video for at least 8 years. I would say. Yeah. Wild.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I mean. Plus, I feel like art is just like kind of one of the best like outlets for a person, just because you, I mean, maybe to go into what I think like makes a good artist, like, or what makes a good creative, like, someone who kind of puts their all and puts all their merit into every sort of emotion that life brings you, and has like appreciation for that.
Yeah.
You know, like whether it be like some bad or good, you know, like the happy tears maybe a nice sunset gives you, to like the disgust that you get when someone throws up on you or something. I don't know. But you have to like appreciate all of that, you know, like kind of like make all these like different like perspectives that come upon you into something new, or combine them. You know, that's what I do for most of my more a lot of stuff I've shown you is like more like life stuff, but like cue up my more fantastical things. But I take a lot of stuff.
Future Ryan.
I take a lot of stuff from like different inspirations of life and combine them together into something new. You know, other things are like just taking appreciation or like interest in every little thing in life, and like even if it's something small or like kind of mundane, like that could be something, you know, to kind of think about in the future. I mean, some other things is just like also taking real interest in other people doing the craft and trying to take from them. I feel like the best people that are good at like their craft are the best thieves as well. You know, like whether it's like info or you know, if you're actually, you know, just like trying to steal everybody else's like ideas and process, you know, and make it your own. Because I mean, that's for sure, I've been doing that. And I don't know, it's just I mean, besides that, it's just putting in the time, you know, like you know, there's all like there's like an element to where you have a creative or a craft of some sort that you have to accept that there is always a high and low point, and if you just keep with it, then something comes out of it. You know? You have to run through all your bad ideas to get to something good.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah, I don't believe in things like art block or creative ruts. It's just that you have to kind of sit down and just kind of try.
I can fully relate to that, because that's exactly where I was when I wrote my book.
It's a good book. You should read it.
Yeah, Matt. I believe Matt is the first guest on the podcast to have read the book. So
I can read.
See, a true artiste. So where I was when writing Picayune Strand, I was at January is one of the busiest months of the year for me. It basically goes December, January, like right there, and then we've got like August down there. December, January, the space I was when I wrote Picayune Strand, it was one of the most busy times of my life. January, it's always busy because of the church. And I was spending a good couple hours a day. Even though like, I just wouldn't be sleeping a ton. Which was fine because I was going in late to work those days on purpose. It wasn't like because I was like oversleeping. So it was I just sat down and started moving my fingers. I didn't know exactly where the story was going to go yet, but just getting into the most difficult part of any piece is starting. And if you take all the mysticism out of starting and just do it, then it's the only way.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely the only way.
For sure, absolutely. I mean, you could spend so much time, you know, worrying about like how something's going to turn out, and then kind of eventually like psych yourself out. But if you just kind of get started with it, you know, you kind of get yourself out of those anxieties and stuff, and you just kind of just fall into the process. You know, your brain kind of switches into this like different mode. You know, like of like just like creation of some sort. Kind of you lock in. Absolutely.
Locking in is a good way of saying it too.
Like I try to like I mean, I don't know, there's this like weird part of your brain or whatever that like knows how to kind of like recreate what's around you, or like kind of take, you know, like the creative part of your brain is just like a whole different thing. It's a little bit unexplainable.
It's because I mean I feel like I can have a little bit of a flowery way of describing things sometimes. Especially when I like really get into it. I'm thinking of my monologue in next week's episode about the Collier Seminole State Park.
But I just did this Carly or Seminole State Park. I just went through there with these, those cat boats that they do. No, they do all some places around the island do like these catamaran guided tours, and like you can like do these small little 2-person guided boats like through the Seminole State Park. It's beautiful. I went there when the tide was really low too, so you can see the formation of all the islands and stuff. It was amazing.
Cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, we live in a very beautiful area. It's just, and it's a great way to kind of reconnect with connect with your surroundings in a way that you normally might not get to.
Yeah. That was a lot of what we talked about on that episode. So look out for that next week. No, I wasn't pointing at like I wasn't like.
I thought there was something out there too. Like,
no, I was pointing at the camera, telling the people to look out for that episode.
They totally just watched me have fear in my eyes.
Look out for that car!
Yeah, it's like, oh my God,
asteroid!
the blue man came alive.
He's a weeping angel. Don't blink, don't look away. Blink and you're dead.
Yeah. So Matt, what all? Do you think is going to be in the future for your artistic career?
After
goals?
this, I think after this this particular gallery exhibition, I'll probably spend some time going back to my more fantastical ideas and trying to make fictional worlds for a little while, because I kind of miss doing it. I have this huge list of ideas that I just want to kind of run through, and then a little bit of my background goes with like games and film and things like that, and I'd like to kind of return and do that. Maybe make a new portfolio to try and see if I can get in some sort of studio somewhere, or
that'd be awesome.
And then also with all this, on the other half of that, with all this product that I'm making, I'm gonna make like a little shop that I can bring around to different, maybe different markets, and see if I can travel the country for a while and bring that in different places. Yeah, I think that'd be really fun. Just no matter what, just keep at it. See what happens.
You should start a YouTube channel or something.
I really would like to start, like kind of recording my process and maybe start and talk over it, because I feel like I
doing like an overhead
have a lot
time
to teach.
Lapse.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to like look into that. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Well, it's probably a lot easier than I make it out to be in my head. Yeah.
Well,
you would know.
So you would want an overhead camera, probably, of showing like your sketch pad and all that, and then you'd probably want one on your face as well.
Maybe like a little bit of like a ring light of some sort to kind of keep the evenness of the environment, and then just time lapse and maybe something to record my voice or whatever.
Yeah. Or it'd be really cool if you did a 2-camera shoot and you were streaming. And you had the overhead camera and then a camera on your face, and it was almost like how people do gaming videos, where you have the overhead camera as like the main shot, and then you have picture-in-picture you down in the bottom, and then anytime that you want to, you can look up and talk at the camera. And
stay tuned.
That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. With that,
rapid fire
questions. Okay. Jordan, go ahead and kick us off.
Okay, you had mentioned you listen to music while you draw.
Yeah.
And with that, if you could walk into a room and a song be playing, as in like your intro theme song, what would it be?
Intro theme song.
Every time you walk in a room, this is the song that plays.
Probably something really loud and annoying.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
They call me Mr. Bombastic.
Mr. Fantastic. Let's go with
Wasn't Me by Shaggy.
Pass. I don't know, pass.
Let's see. Okay. The age-old question. Coffee or tea?
Today, tea.
Tea?
I drank a lot of tea today.
Yesterday, coffee?
Yesterday, coffee.
There you go. So you switch it up?
I've been switching it up. Yeah.
Do you ever mingle in the same day?
No. No, never cross them.
Never cross streams.
No, that's a sin. Yeah, I didn't drink coffee or tea until this year.
Really?
Yeah, I was always like going off natural fumes, just water, and a good amount of sugar, and
natural fumes.
Natural fumes. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, but the Kava culture got me into coffee and tea. So yeah,
nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you could be a character in any book, movie, or TV show, who would it be?
Maybe like Finn from Adventure Time. Or something like that. Something
that seems very you.
Yeah, something that has like an open world that I could be the main explorer.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Someone with a lot of like outwardness and like willingness to try some wild stuff. Yeah.
Do you want to do everybody's least favorite question?
No.
Oh, okay.
What is...
Maybe I do.
What is... you just frazzled me and I forgot.
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I could do everybody's least favorite question.
No. Where is somewhere that you haven't been yet, but you definitely want to go there before you die?
China. I think that'd be like, it's probably one of the coolest places on earth right now, honestly. Yeah, it seems I'd probably have to go to like the Wulingyong Mountains, which is where Avatar is inspired by.
Yeah.
And maybe like, I think it's like called Qingdao, which has those like, that city that's like, you think you're on ground level, but you're on the 24th floor, and then you walk over and you're on the 12th floor, and then there's trains going through buildings, and like, there's like, just, yeah, it's insane.
Huh.
It's like one of the wildest cities I've ever seen in my life.
Sounds like a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah. Maybe like Cambodia or, I don't know. If we're talking America, I'd like to go to Boston.
I want to go to Boston too.
I want to go to Boston.
I've been trying to plan a Boston trip. Now it might actually happen because my work schedule is changing a ton, and I'm very happy.
Nice. Let's get historical.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see all that stuff. I want to go throw some tea in the harbor.
Yeah.
They'll probably arrest me, but it's okay. I'll get out.
It's worth it.
I'll get out.
I'll get out.
Who's
They
gonna
won't
bail
catch
you
me.
out?
Nobody.
You just
Isabel.
swore.
I have a friend in. Wait, what?
You just said the bad word.
What did I say?
I heard you say the F word.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Did I?
I don't know.
I don't think I did.
Oh, maybe. Well, we'll see later.
Rewind.
All right.
I don't give a flip.
I don't speak such malarkey. Next question?
I was trying to remember who said the last question.
I
think you did.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Reading minds.
Reading minds?
Yeah, just to kind of see what people are thinking about. I don't know, I feel like everybody's kind of interesting, and probably has. I don't know. I feel like everybody has like.
It'd be a lot easier to read people if you knew what they were actually thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, but also I think a lot of people probably have like much more.
Wow,
nice.
Bounced off. Cool.
Yeah, that was lucky.
It's a little wet.
Almost.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think more wild things than they let off. So I think it'd
absolutely.
be so much more interesting to live in a way that where you know what people are really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool. Honestly, your art is already a superpower I wish I had.
Yeah,
I used to draw, but I kind of gave up on it. I haven't had time recently. I really wish I could go back to it.
Let's see. What's your least favorite? What needs to change about Marco the most?
More trees.
More trees?
More trees. We have 11% tree coverage on Marco Island, which
Jordan?
is abysmal.
I would say...
People need to lighten up a little bit?
Yeah.
No. Let people be how they want to be, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
but, I feel like something that needs to change is being able to know about events more than like 5 days in advance.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
here's my what needs to change the most. Okay, if you're a tourist, here's the camera. If you're a tourist and you come here and you go to the beach and you're gonna start taking pictures of the sunset and there's no clouds in the sky, there's nothing going on. It's just a blank sky and a blank ocean, and you're taking your camera out and you're recording it. What are you doing? Let's end this.
No clouds, no nothing.
Yeah, just look.
It's a circle. It's a line.
It'll
we
be
get
there
it.
again.
Yeah.
We get this exact sunset at least a quarter of the time.
You see this
But
anywhere.
if they're a tourist, they don't get like the pristine beach sunset.
I mean, I feel like
to
some
be
people...
fully honest, it's much hazier the further you go north. We have extremely clear skies down here. I don't know.
You get the green flash down here.
Y'all ever seen the green flash or no?
Yeah.
I thought it was
never
a
seen
myth
green.
up until we did some research about it on our South Beach episode.
I've seen it on video only.
I've seen it probably at least like 2 times already this year.
Wow.
But it's like it's pretty rare.
I don't
Like
go
you
down
have
there.
to watch it to the point where by the time the sun goes down, you still have the circle in your vision.
Do you have to take your sunglasses off or no?
I can still see it with my sunglasses. It's so fast though. Like a lot of the time people, I'll be watching it and they won't believe me and they'll look at me and they'll go, I still don't see it. But in those 2 seconds that they just looked over at me and said, I still don't see it, they missed it.
It's called a green flash. It's not a green light. It's not what's his name? Jay Gatsby. Just reaching across the
Yeah.
that was a
That was an
Great Gatsby reference for you.
Yeah.
So,
I understood that.
So
Matt,
Jordan.
refresh
Ryan.
our minds on when your gallery is.
So my gallery opening starts June 2nd and it runs through the month of June to July. I have a big reception that is mainly the big party to kind of celebrate and show off what is going on June 10th,
cool.
which I believe is a Tuesday. Doesn't say.
Hey Siri.
But it's always
What
the
day is
it's,
it?
it's always the second Tuesday of every month, I believe.
It's a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday, yeah. They always have their big reception the second Tuesday of every month.
Cool.
Here, yeah.
Cool.
At the Marco Island Arts Center on Winterberry.
If people want to find your stuff, where can they go?
They can search up my name, Matt A. Fazio. My Instagram is Rorschach Arts. That's kind of all my other social medias as well. You could find me on ArtStation under my name. That's where a lot of professional artists go to post their art. Mm-hmm. And you could find my website in the description.
Wait, Rorschach? What'd you say?
Rorschach.
Rorschach.
Yeah, I picked the name Rorschach.
Oh, I keep thinking it's like confusing for me to say like Worcestershire sauce.
No. The reason I picked the name Rorschach for my art, the Rorschach test involves silhouettes. Silhouettes are the main base, one of the main base things of what creates a creative object, you know? Because if you look at the simple shape of something, you can make it anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Very interesting.
and also it kind of the Rorschach test is a test of your creativity and insanity.
Yeah.
So it kind of like shows how like wild you're.
a little crazy.
Can you take
Yeah,
that
yeah,
online?
like how wacky you're willing to get with your brain.
Are you able to take it online?
I think it kind of needs to be
for sure.
administered by a
Oh,
psychiatrist.
it's
It's not that. It's not that.
Oh.
Well, yeah, it's like usually like a doctor thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
That's-
this was like a cutesy
no,
pop quiz thing.
you know the inkblot test where it's
Yeah.
like, what do you see here?
Yeah.
I see my parents fighting. It's like, well,
Oh.
I saw a turtle, but go ahead.
Yeah.
You see it in movies and film a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then from The Watchmen, there's that character Rorschach where he's got
His face is always changing. Yeah,
Wow.
I got a couple laughs at me for people thinking I'm trying to be him or something before in my
No,
time.
you're Kingpin.
I am Kingpin.
Yeah.
That was a jump scare.
Charlie Brown is here.
Yeah. Mr. Clean. Casper. Whatever else.
So, Ryan, where can they find you?
Well, I was first going to ask Matt if there was anything that he wanted to say before we finish off this episode here.
Oh.
Before we tell them where to find me or you.
Remember to drink water.
All right.
Yeah.
You can find me at ryanmsullivan.com. That's RyanMSULLIVAN.com. You can find my book there. You can find the Pickle Jar podcast there. You can find links to Sull events, so you can come and join the next Jeopardy or next event that I've got going on as well. There's a whole bunch of stuff on that website. I update it fairly frequently. And, of course, you could also find me directly on Instagram at Real Ryan Sullivan. That's RealRyanSullivan. Jordan. Donde está? Tu?
I am right here.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at JGCraley03. JGKRALEY03. You can also find my work Instagram, Current Creations FL, CURRENTCREATIONSFL. And all that spelled out again, but just add.com is my website. Well, Matt, thanks for showing us some of your artwork, official friend of the podcast.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
I'm so excited for your gallery.
Me
I'm
too.
going to be there
sure.
for the first party day.
Yeah, I really look forward to it. And if any of y'all are watching, I hope I see y'all there too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Before we finish off this episode, we're going to have a quick message from this episode's sponsor.
This episode of Good Morning Marco is brought to you by Tyler Buchan of the Golf Group. Located right here on Marco Island, they're your go-to experts for luxury living on Marco Island and beyond. Whether you're looking for a waterfront home with golf access, a condo with stunning beach views, or a private retreat down on Hideaway Beach, Tyler and his team will guide you to your home. Visit thegolfgroup.com to start your search today, or call 239-420-1099. Once again, that number is 239-420-1099. Go to thegolfgroup.com to find out more. Thank you so much to Tyler and his team for sponsoring this episode of Good Morning Marco.
Thank you so much to Tyler from the Golf Group once again.
I hope that made it in.
Yeah, I plan it to be the extra of the. It'll go out. So, with that,
Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, 5-star, and
go to our website, goodmorningmarco.com.
yeah.
And listen to the podcast on every platform, as well as watch it on YouTube. Make sure that you show it some love as well. Share it with your friends, family, coworkers, and enemies.
Please leave a comment on if I did better not saying like.
Or With that being said, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean the most, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.